Hello, fourth graders. This is Mr. A, and we are looking at page 4, and the skill is on ordering fractions, putting fractions from least to greatest, okay? So, you have to trust yourself and know that you can solve problems such as ordering fractions. It looks like, sometimes we get numbers that look unfamiliar or maybe a little bit challenging. But in math, you don't have to start always with the first number that they give you. Sometimes, like with ordering fractions, you can start with the easier fractions that you can work with. Okay, so for example, when we look at the denominator, that tells us how many parts each fraction makes up a whole. Okay, so fourth, that means we have a whole that is made of 4 parts. Okay, and then uh, the second fraction, it's a whole that is made of 16 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have two fractions that represent or are part of two different wholes, and then here's another whole that is made of 10 parts. So half of 10 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? If we want to compare these fractions, we have to have the same partition. Okay? So looking at 4, 16, and 10, 4 is the simpler partition because it's made of 4 parts. See, 16 and 10, they're made of many more parts to make up a whole. So let's look at 4. Can I get 16 out of 4? Is 4 a factor of 16? And the answer is yes, because if I use 4 times, that would be 4, 8, 12, 16. 4 times gives me 16, right? But can I get 10 out of 4? No, right? So let's start with these two fractions. Let's start with 1/4 and 5/16. Let's find out which one is the bigger fraction. So they're both less than a whole because 4/4 would give me a whole and 16/16 would give me a whole. So I can't use the benchmark of a whole. I can, however, create an equivalent fraction based on what I know that if I take each fourth and break it into 4 parts, that is going to give me 16. So I'm going to break my fourths 4 times. So I'm going to multiply the 1 by 4. This becomes 4. And 4 times 4 is 4/16. So now the answer is clear, right? Which one is bigger? The 5/16, right? So now we know that 1/4 is smaller than 5/16. Okay, so we answered part of the puzzle. Now let's look at these two. Let's look at these two. All right. Um, 16 or 10, can it ever become 16? The answer is no. Okay, so here we have the second part. Let's look at 5/16 and 16ths and 8/10ths. Okay, so all right, the only way I can make a common denominator is multiplying both numbers by each other. So I'm going to multiply 16 by 10 and I'm going to multiply 10 by 16. Okay? So we will basically look at a whole that's made of 160ths, right? And 160ths, right? For both of them. And I know then I have to multiply 5 by 10 and 8 by 16. Are you guys getting the same feeling that I am getting? Um, we know that 5 times 10 is what, fourth graders? That is 50, right? 50. And 10, 80, 8 times 16, well, okay, 16 is 10 plus 6. Okay, so if I multiplied 10 times 8, that's 80. That's already bigger than um, 56, 116ths, right? So we know anyway that 8 times 16 is going to be bigger than 50, right? So we know that 8 tenths is bigger than 5 sixteenths. So the answer then is clear that 8 tenths is the biggest fraction because it's also closest to a whole than the other two fractions. Okay, so use your benchmark when you're comparing fractions. Make a common denominator, make the same denominator like I just did on the 8 tenths and the 5 sixteenths denominator, okay? And you will be able to solve these problems, okay? So I want you to show your works and please don't worry about making mistakes. If you make mistakes, I'm here to help you learn from your mistakes and you need to learn from it so you are growing and becoming successful. That is the goal of this year. We are all growing and trust me, I am growing too and learning from you. And let's work together and make this journey a meaningful and a personal one for us. Okay? So I'll see you in the next time.